Hello, I am Wanderer001, and this is kind of a follow-up to a question or two that I've gotten in regards to, do the Garmin GPSs have access to red light camera information? And the short answer is yes and no. So what you're looking at is Garmin itself does not maintain a red light camera database. They do, however, allow you to have a subscription. They call it Garmin Safety Cameras, which uses Cyclops database in order to tell you when you're approaching a red light camera. Now, I'm neither condoning nor saying that this tool is bad, but I'm definitely not saying use this to speed through red lights when there are no cameras. But with that off the table, there is a caveat of the Garmin Safety Cameras in that it is not compatible with every Garmin GPS. I will have in the description below a link that will show you all of the compatible devices. This particular device is the Garmin Nuvicam, which is compatible. So what happens is you go through Garmin to their website, and it is a subscription service, so you do have to pay for it. I, however, use their 30-day free trial to take this on a rather long week vacation in Williamsburg, Virginia. So I got to test this out thoroughly on my trip down there. So what happens is you go to Garmin, you either get the 30-day free trial or the $25 8-year subscription. You then use Garmin Express to download your subscription to your computer and then put it into your GPS. What happens after you put it into your GPS? You have access to some extra screens here. Coming down to proximity alerts, clicking on that, you will notice you have an audio tone. Selecting that will give you either single tone, continuous, or off. So the audio tone is very much like when you're arriving at a school zone. It goes beep beep or bong bong, however you want to do it, and then wipes across the screen with the information. The alerts itself, you can see right there, Garmin Safety Cameras, and really from this screen, that's all the extra information. When we come into first being in the tools section and selecting up ahead, you now have access to this safety camera. And I'll throw in some screenshots. They're not the greatest screenshots because we were trying to do this while driving, and doing it in areas that have red light cameras generally means there are police around, so not a good idea. But when you're planning a route out and you have up ahead turned on, you will see right here when the next red light camera will be in your route. So I traded out the food one instead because, well, I don't really tend to look for places to eat. I look for gas, which generally has food, or restrooms, which generally have food. So safety camera, good swap out. As I stated before, when you are approaching a red light camera, you will hear a audible tone, boop boop, and you will see a swipe across the screen, screenshot here, telling you how far away you are and what the speed limit is for that. Once it's done, it puts it in the little corner here, again, screenshot of a little red icon letting you know that you are still approaching a speed zone. Once you leave the speed zone, it goes away, and then down here it will show you the next speed zone in your trip. Now, if you're not doing a trip, this will still activate just like it does for school zones. Clicking on the little icon that pops up there in the corner will give you a little more information about that particular speed zone or red light camera. Now, there are some downfalls with the red light cameras or safety cameras. First being that they're not available for everywhere. The camera regions are US and Canada, UK, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, Germany, Italy, Spain, Portugal. If you don't live in one of those areas, you're not going to be helped by this particular service. But I will say, having never really used red light camera database before, I will say for a trip into an unfamiliar location, having access to that information was rather nice. Now, is a $25 a year subscription service for that type of information worth it to you? Well, only you can really answer that. I do know that perhaps I am going to travel out west at one point, 2-3 week vacation. I probably would spend the $25 for the Redlight safety camera, just because I'm driving in an unfamiliar area and I want to minimize any possibility of me actually maybe making a red on red when I shouldn't have been, when the light, you know how these things are. Again, not condoning, but just saying it is a nice tool to have. And I've gotten a few questions if Garmin offered one. Like I said, they do not, but they do offer a subscription. So I have been Wanderer 001. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the area below. And as always, thanks for watching.